If you're thinking about building an online business, this is something that I want you to be aware of. Once you realistically start thinking about the process, you're essentially going to start getting force-fed content from people like me. It's going to seem extremely oversaturated that everybody's doing it. You got 7,000 different options of the best business model here and there and whatever. But this is a piece of advice that I wish I would have had in the beginning, which I had a very bad habit of getting drawn in and like chasing my tail and going down rabbit holes for 3 years and buying everything under the sun. And before I dive in, just know that I do this myself, right? But it is not the bulk of my content, but it is something to be aware of. In my experience, if you're watching people and every single piece of content they include has a Stripe screenshot, an income claim, how much money they've made, every post is a picture of, how much they made today. Just be aware that, like, realistically, this is probably, it sadly does work very well for views and leads and attention, etc., but it does a very good job at building very bad expectations for you as a brand new online business owner. In my personal opinion, if all they're doing is posting how much money they've made and every single post has a screenshot, I'm not going to personally work with that person. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these creators or potentially that their process or their plan doesn't work, but in my experience, what actually ends up happening is you, as the consumer, ends up buying for the completely wrong intentions, and you won't even get results with whatever they're selling you anyways. Because then you're going to see Sally, who has a bigger income claim and a bigger screenshot with an easier plan and an easier process, and you can go buy that too. And then zoom out 6 months and you got 17 processes that you don't know what you're doing with any of them because you just started chasing the magic and the allure of this, very easy business model. Most of the programs that you're seeing in the market will work if you work, right? If you actually follow it and you do it and you don't deviate for 6, 12, 24 months, crazy concept, right? In all honesty, I would probably even gravitate towards getting something from somebody who isn't having a ton of success in my personal experience. This is from somebody who has made a lot of money online. Because realistically, they're going to be able to give you, as the purchaser, a lot more support compared to somebody who is, making 6 figures a month with their product. You're not talking to them. They're very rarely, you're probably not getting any type of personalization from that. And I know a lot of beginners are like, oh, well, this is what all these creators are doing. I've even seen people make fake income claims and fake screenshots and like, hey, does anybody have screenshots that I can use for my content? It is a horrible marketing angle. Especially if you actually want to work with people for longer periods of time or anything like that, because it does a very good job at building horrible expectations for the people that actually purchase your products.